Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped. Something.
I wasn't expecting that either.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny. I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist.
This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening.
It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Can you hear that in the background?
I heard something.
Yeah, it's my puppy. She's in a very frisky, playful mood and having a little moment.
Okay. Well, if you need to take puppy breaks, that's fine.
No, she's okay. She will settle. She's being a bit silly.
Is she really a puppy? Just a new one?
She's about 2. She's a little mini Labradoodle. She was a gift I got myself in the with the last of my settlement money from my divorce. So, yeah, she's pretty cute, but also a bit a bit naughty, a bit cheeky. But yeah,
sure. Yeah. Okay.
Do you have pets?
I don't. Well, I have honeybees, but they're not very. They don't cuddle much.
No,
they cuddle with each other all day.
Yeah,
that's all they do. But
we love bees. Yeah. Nice. And so, what time is it there for you?
6:00 in the evening.
Okay. Cool.
And you?
10 in the morning.
Cool.
Yeah. So that kind of works.
Great.
And do you do many of these calls a day? Do you have a limit or?
I take 1 per day, 5 days a week.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Sometimes I'll squeeze. So that leaves 2 days where I'm not taking calls. And sometimes I'll squeeze somebody in one of those days.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Which, if there's 4 weeks in a month, then it's really only 20 spots that I offer each month. So,
yeah.
So,
yeah. And that feels good for you. That feels, have you kind of done a few more? Have you tried to fit more into a day and then just found that it's,
I've done a few times I've done 2 in a day. They're usually more than an hour and somehow I feel like I'm often busy, even though on paper I'm doing nothing.
I know. So I'm so busy, but there's always the things that just present, isn't there?
Just being an adult, just cooking, going to the gym, and keeping my house kind of clean. That accounts for a whole lot of day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keeping on top of the adulting is a full-time job in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no kids, no pets, and my job is not at all demanding.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And so you're giving yourself to this IFS work, which is really amazing.
And to Vietnam.
And to Vietnam. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's very, very, very different there.
Yeah. And you don't like, it's quite humid. You don't mind the humidity?
I found the spot where it's perfect all year round.
Oh,
and
nice.
that is in the central, I guess they would call it the Highlands, maybe, in a city called Dalat, which is very popular for tourists because, yeah, a lot of us can't really survive the heat in the rest of the country.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm really struggling with the humidity at the moment. The summer here, oh my God. Yeah, and, yeah. I mean, I feel completely like zapped, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Well, it gets that way here in Charleston, South Carolina, and so that's part of my plan. Is I'm not spending any more summers here. It's just I can't think. I can't. I just have to sit in front of an air conditioner all day, and it's that's not fun.
Yeah, yeah. I have a part that's so sick of me whinging about the humidity and how much it zaps me, and that's like, okay, you're not going to whinge for the whole summer, are you? And every year I say, no, I'm not going to whinge this summer, and then invariably it's like 2 days or 3 days in, and I'm already complaining and whinging.
Yeah, I'm curious. Is that whinging to others that it's concerned about, or just internally?
I think it does worry that it becomes this repetitive narrative that I do, that maybe the kids, because they're the ones that are mainly around me, and or that kind of hear it. But the part itself has its reaction to what it thinks. Yeah. Yeah. It is like for them to be hearing me.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, oh God, would you just, like maybe that part doesn't want me to be the kind of person, like wants me to be stoic or wants me to be able to just like gracefully, even though it's difficult, I'm gliding
gracefully sweat my balls off.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's right.
It's hard to be graceful. Right?
Yeah. And not, but anyway, so, and then maybe, I'm not sure if it's the same part, but it also finds it really boring. Like, yep, here we are again. This is coming every year. You struggle every year. There's no aircon. You sit in a fan. Like, you don't want to do dinner. You know that you feel a fraction of your capacity. It doesn't change things. Just stop whinging about it. Like, we've got to find another way through.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But invariably I do. It just comes out as well. So both parts are there.
Okay. Well, I could keep asking questions because I'm always curious about parts.
Yeah. Okay. Why not?
Well, why not would be because you'd rather explore something else and other parts.
Yeah. There is an idea that, like, all roads lead to Rome. But
would you like to have a minute of meditation and then?
Yeah, that would probably be great. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Ready to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll set a timer.
Thanks.
Okay. Any parts or trailheads?
Yeah, there's quite a few ideas. There's quite a bit of like buzzy energy in my body.
Okay. Oh, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And I guess what's catching my attention right now is a part that I have done a small amount of kind of personal work with to try to get to know. But it's a part that kind of, so when I'm in this situation, or like, I've had a couple of IFS sessions with a therapist, you know, so it's like, oh, you know, what part do you want to work with?
Yeah.
Or the other time it comes up is, so when my kids go and spend a week with their dad, I have them most of the time, but on the holidays, they have a week with their dad. So suddenly all this space opens up, and all the different things that I could do. And so then when it comes to doing them, I kind of, it's kind of like all the ideas, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this.
Yes.
And but it starts to feel very like as if there is a right thing to do, like as if there's a right part right now to spend this time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Does that feel connected to the buzzy energy that you mentioned at first?
I think the buzzy energy is a little bit of excitement, like that I'm actually here talking to you, you know,
right.
like
I have that too.
Yeah.
So again, it's welcome.
Yeah. Thank
Celebrate.
You. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's kind of excited, like, oh my gosh, I've been listening to your podcast and now I'm here talking to you and it's about IFS, which is literally one of my favorite subjects.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm excited. I get to work with someone new and it's awesome that you have listened. That's, it's just great.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So it's pretty exciting.
Okay. Yeah. So then there's this too many options part that comes up at the start of a conversation like this or at the start of a week off.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's like, it's not that there are too many, what's it like? It's like this particular part, it's like, here's all the different options. Like here's, I've got we should, you know, you should really do like a spring, like you should do a thorough clean of the house, or another part saying, no, you should spend time on, you know, a painting, or actually you should be studying IFS, or, you know, or in this case, there's this part that, you know, this part or this part or this part. And so this other part hears all that and then starts to get really like kind of this kind of a little bit of an like an anxious, like anxiety, like a pressury feeling, like okay, which one, like I'm trying to tune in so much to really figure out like what is the most important need right now. And that pressure starts to feel like as if there is a particular right, like there's one right choice right now and I need to find it and I need to nail it.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. I got that same stuff going on for me too. Especially on the days off. My days off I can end up really depressed and just all blended because I scheduled all the other stuff was supposed to happen on this day, and then I get there and either have trouble choosing or have regret when I didn't do any of it or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. And then I have done in the past, because this is something, it's kind of been going on for I guess he is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get so overwhelmed either making the right decision or getting so caught up in the web of that or the maze of that I end up, I don't know, maybe scrolling Instagram for like ridiculous, like an hour, or
Right.
just doing nothing and feeling so frustrated with myself.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Okay.
And yeah, and if I just quickly mention one other place I've really noticed it more recently is also in sessions, like in therapy sessions. So I'm only a few years into being a counselor. And this, I've really noticed this part comes in as if there's a right intervention, like there's a right, like it just wants me to kind of like the picture I'm getting is like a cake and a knife that just just cuts through this cake. Like it just wants me to just come in with this perfect intervention and just be able to go. Yeah. So it's a lot of pressure. And I think it really just, I just kind of shut down in response to that.
Okay. I'm feeling really curious. All parts are welcome. I'm hearing at least two, I think. Maybe more. Here's all the options, and the one that really wants to get the very, very best one and nail it. And then well, maybe it's even the same one that is later anxious and unhappy if it doesn't go right. I don't know. How are you feeling towards this part or parts?
Yeah, I feel open and interested. Yeah.
Anything else? Any parts objecting or calling your attention elsewhere?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel curious, and I think what I'm noticing is maybe a bit of a maybe like a narrator part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just noticing that now.
How do you notice that? What's its role?
Yeah, so I think like telling the story, like knows, like yeah, so I just kind of noticed her then, like when you asked how do I feel, because I don't actually feel like I feel really interested.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that there's kind of compassion or non-agendered curiosity there. So that's what made me think, oh yeah.
You said maybe there isn't so much of the compassion.
No,
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, good catch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Narrator parts welcome. What message does it have for you or me? What's it want to accomplish?
Yeah, she yeah, I guess she just wants to tell it or share.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel towards her?
Yeah, I appreciate her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can feel she's feeling a bit outed all of a sudden. Like I was like, oh, hang on.
Okay. I was hoping to make her feel inted, you know.
Yeah, not by you,
like
by
you're welcome
me.
here. And she's welcome here. And she doesn't have to do anything or say anything or respond to any of my questions or anything.
Yeah, no, she's good. Yeah.
Okay. Does she need anything or does she have any requests in order to give us space and let us learn about the other parts? Would she be all right with that?
Yeah, she's kind of stepped back and given space.
Okay. Okay. Well, if she wants to jump back in or if she needs her own time sometime, we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
What's coming up for you now? Anything?
Yeah, no, just this this space opened up and then I kind of forgot where we were.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if that's part of the narrator's job too, is to keep us on track and help you not forget.
Yes. Yeah, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am taking detailed notes. I always take notes. And yeah, I think you're doing a great job of speaking for what's coming up for you, like the narrator and like the kind of feeling lost. And yeah, I want to be welcoming of that too. And if it feels right to give you that freedom of just feeling what you're feeling and trusting me to, do the breadcrumbs here.
Yeah. Yeah, that does resonate. That's what she does as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think you taking notes, like just knowing that is kind of like, okay, hang on, you don't have to remember and track every detail.
Yeah. Is there discomfort around the feeling lost, or you said kind of a space opened up? Does it feel, is that a warm, calm kind of thing, or a?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was just like, hang on a minute, where were we again? Yeah.
Great. Okay. I can let you know where we were.
Okay.
All right. So there's the part that makes the list of all the options, which might also be the part that wants you to pick the very best one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was thinking we were targeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, see if you can get in touch with that one or recall the sensations that it shows up with.
Yeah, I guess I kind of notice it in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of this real kind of kind of stretching out, like just trying to pinpoint the right the right choice, the right option, the right
Yes.
one.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel towards it?
Yeah, I feel open and curious.
Okay, me too. So just let it know that.
Mm-hmm.
Let it know that we'd like to get to know it. And you can ask it what it wants you to know.
Yeah, it's kind of like if I can just get the right one, if I can just if I can just get this right.
Mm-hmm. If you can just get this right, then... Or what's it concerned would happen if you didn't get it right?
I guess if I can just get this right, then I'll feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't get it right, which what I can hear is like, which I'm very used to,
Mm-hmm.
is things are messy and and I'm just not good. Like I'm just not I'm not doing it. I'm not I'm not progressing.
Okay.
I'm noticing a lump in my throat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Sounds like this part is showing us what it's protecting you from. The feeling of not being good.
Yeah.
Does that sound right? And does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like this part. It's like, I just don't nail it. Like I just and I can feel tears now. Like, I just don't nail it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that comes with some upset, some pain. Okay. Let that, well, I believe it's an exile. Let that part that feels like I'm not good know that you see it and you feel it. And if it's okay with that part, we can we can visit it a little later once we've done more of a conversation with this protector and any others around that.
Yeah.
Is that all right with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've also got it in my notes here. Won't forget about it. Okay. You ready to turn back to the one that really wants you to get it right?
Yeah.
Okay. How would it feel to show that part appreciation now that you've seen what it wants to avoid, what it wants to protect you from?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not crazy, right? Sometimes you do pick something off that list that feels that successfully helps you feel better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. How long has it been doing that?
I'm just kind of getting an image of my ex-husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You could ask it what it wants you to know about that relationship or about him that relates to feeling like you need to get it right and weigh all the options in that way.
Yeah, there's something about being like I'm just getting like a memory of my wedding day, like something about being a new bride, like a young new bride, and just starting off on trying to get this life right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the options that you had in the start there.
Yeah. Like, and I really had put the past behind me and what my kind of family of origin was like and here I was going to just start something new and my family was different and
Yeah. So this part really kicked in when it saw this big opportunity to change course for the family you're in. All the ways you could do that.
Yeah. Like it was like, I was going to be like a turner, like a legacy turner, like it was going to be so different from what I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can hear another part going, yeah, well, it didn't really work out, did it?
Yeah. I bet the part with the options is aware of that.
Yeah.
But I think it's beautiful that it has that intention, that it wants what's best for you, and when it sees an opportunity, it wants to make the most of it.
Yeah, that's right. There's like so much hope wrapped up in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it makes so much sense. It comes up when you have time off. It comes up at the start of a conversation like this. Anytime that you have that freedom and those choices. How's your connection with that part? Is it aware of you there, and did it pick up that appreciation?
I'm aware of it. I don't feel that it's fully aware of me.
Okay.
I'm also noticing another part in the mix which does come in. I'm familiar with, and I think other parts are familiar with. It's kind of a bit critiquey.
Yes. Okay. I'd like to welcome that one too. What's this message?
Yeah. This one could be quite harsh, so I'm always yeah.
Okay. Are there concerns that it would be harsh and like I would experience it harshly, or?
It's just really hard for me to let its words come out of my mouth.
Okay. I'm guessing there's another part of you that says, hey, we got to keep this one.
Yeah,
this one's not pretty, right? So we need to run this through a couple filters, right?
Need to really manage that one. Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate that. I personally am really feeling open, curious, and yeah, I don't think there's any harshness that's going to bother me in my parts. But I understand why others might want to filter it.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe it's in the mix, and that's kind of somewhat blocking. It's kind of like it's got a foot there. It's like it's got a foot in the door. That's what it feels like. Like it's kind of separating, like
yeah. See if you can ask those other ones that don't want it around or that call it harsh. See if you can ask them for just a little space, just so we can check in on this part that's got its foot down like that. Because it's here for a reason.
Yeah, I heard my parts go, yeah, just to be mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And that might be their experience. So you can honor that. I bet it has good intentions and would love to find out.
Yeah, I've asked if they go into another room. Yeah.
Okay. So you're feeling open to hearing from this critic? Okay. What's it want you to know?
It says it's just not good enough. Like, it doesn't matter whether you try to understand it or yeah, like things went to shit and things go to shit, and you can try and spend all the time you want trying to understand.
Yeah. But it's not going to help.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
rubber all around.
Yeah. Okay. And it first came up when you were talking about starting a new family and turning around a legacy, right?
Yeah.
And it's saying, look, it didn't go the way you wanted, and things go to shit. And it also said that it's not good enough. I'm wondering if it's referring also to that same part that said I'm not good. And it's saying, yeah, it's not good. So what are we doing here? Trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That all makes sense to me. I'm still feeling very welcoming of this part. How do you feel towards it?
I'm feeling a bit iffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling at odds with it.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling worn down by it.
Right. Because it feels like this part's just mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been really trying to move on despite what it says and how hard and
right.
Yeah.
Okay. I get that. Yeah, this part just, to those ones, it seems like it's just an impediment and it's just a weight that's getting in your way of moving on.
Yeah, I mean, it wants me to move on, or it wants us to move on, and yet every movement we make is it is just nowhere near good enough.
Yeah. Okay. So the ones that are at odds with it, the ones that are pushing back on it and worn down by it, we ask them for just a couple more minutes for us to learn about this critic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you could ask the critic, like, what's it worried would happen if it didn't show up in this way and tell you that this is all going to go to shit, and has? What does it want to accomplish?
Yeah. Well, firstly, it's kind of like poking its finger. And the fact that, and this is what's hard to say, yeah, that it's like, there's kind of like an aggression, like, what are you even doing talking to me?
Talking to it? Like, what are we doing talking to it? Yeah.
Yeah, like directly like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
do you have an answer for that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I do.
An answer that comes from compassion?
Yeah. I'm just gonna let it know that well, that I hear it and notice it, and its impact on the system, and that I'm interested in why it needs to do this.
Yeah. Can I send it a message from me?
Mm-hmm.
I know that it's a good part. So how's it feel in response to that when it was asking why talk to me, and you and I both gave it some answers? How does it feel hearing that?
It's kind of it's kind of like a kind of like a, what is it, like a rebellious, it probably doesn't even like me saying this, but a rebellious teenager that's kind of done some not great things, and kind of is saying, you don't even know kind of what I've done. And
that's true.
And like, if like, what do you, yeah, like yeah, it just doesn't.
Yeah. Okay, it's not wrong. I don't know its history. I'd like to. The fact that it showed up is reason enough for me to want to learn more and to assume that it's important.
Mm.
And I have parts in me that are come off that way too.
Yeah.
Or something similar. So that's why I was asking it, what is its intention? What does it want? What does it want? Or what does it want for you?
Yeah. It wants things to be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, just so amazing. And it's,
and part of that is making sure that you don't spend time on any parts that are bad or don't feel amazing. Doesn't want you wasting your energy that way.
it just doesn't know another way to go about it.
Okay.
It's kind of like it just notices where everything is. Yeah, like it's kind of so primed, or to kind of see what's not going right and where like to scan and see where you're doing it wrong, like where I'm doing it wrong or where parts are doing it wrong.
Yeah, super useful.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm assuming that it's also not crazy. The things that it pointed to and have said, look, this didn't work, that didn't work. It's not like it's making them up, right?
No.
Yeah. I'm curious about its vision of things being amazing, or what it feels like it needs, or you need, to get from where you are to its vision of amazing. Is there something in the way? According to this part.
Yeah. Well, I was able to answer that pretty quickly. Which was just like, yeah, like sloth-like parts and like giving up and like it can just name all the parts, all the things that are in the way.
Okay. But the first one that came to mind for it was the giving up sloth-like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm guessing there's truth to that too. You have some parts that can be that way. Sure. Yeah. You can just let it know you see that and it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just, yeah, it's super frustrated and it just, it wants itself to be better and it wants the whole system to be better.
Yeah. We showed appreciation for that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if I interrupted.
No, it's okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You could ask it how old it thinks you are.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit, it's like, yeah, we've been around this bush before, like, so I'm just going to really just try and, because it can be a bit, I guess, a bit sassy.
I want to know it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, we've been around this bush before, we've done this, like.
What, this IFS stuff?
A little bit, yeah, but, updating me on the age and and
thank you for letting me know that.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, and sometimes she's still acts like a child, like.
Yeah. And so when she's acting like a child, is that, you've already talked about the sloth and the giving up parts. Are there other childlike parts that you don't like seeing her blend with her?
yeah, they just makes me really angry. Yeah.
Will you tell me more about those other parts? Because I'm making my list here. I'm just trying to take your concerns seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are those other childlike ways that make you angry?
Weak.
Weak?
Yeah, weak.
Okay.
Really.
Do you want to say more?
About the weakness or about other parts that
Either.
Yeah, just weak little, like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Parts and just, yeah, not switched on, let themselves get embarrassed, let themselves be awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And show themselves to being stupid is the word that's coming to mind.
Shows the stupidity.
Yeah.
Got it. I can see all that being very frustrating. And I really don't want to waste your time, and I appreciate that you mentioned that you've been around this bush before, but if you don't mind, what is the kind of first number that comes up when you think about how old she is, when you're thinking about all this?
Yeah, there's 2 was the one that popped into my head.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of ages.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Anything else you want to say about how it's been for you, or any requests that you have?
Well, I get a lot of flack in this system, and
Yeah. I noticed that right from the beginning. So other parts didn't want you to be heard. Do you want to say more?
yeah, I can kind of feel other parts coming in.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do they want us to know?
Yeah, that part really does need to be contained. It's caused a lot of
They feel like it's impeded the progress.
yeah, or even just as a parent, like it's that the self-hatred that there was a lot of, like, I've had to do, like it can take me out, or has done. And
yes, okay. Just so I'm clear, so if this part gets too loud, too critical, then it can affect you to the point where it starts hindering your ability to show up as a parent.
Yeah.
And these
Yeah.
parts are saying that's that's crossing the line. Can't do that.
Yeah. And that's really the only way I kind of really even got to know. Because I was just, that voice was just like my voice in my head.
Yeah.
And then I got pretty bad depression, and I noticed I was kind of getting taken out, and it was affecting showing up with the kids. And then
all right, that sounds really important.
Yeah.
So we want to look out for that, and I want these parts to know that my goal in understanding this one is not to give it more power to take you over, but I am taking their warning seriously that it can cause problems.
Yeah. And I've developed strategies. I'm pretty now when I notice it.
Yeah.
When I feel that feeling of like, oh.
Yeah, what's the best strategy so far?
Probably like usually like going for like a walk, like moving my body, like yeah, or kind of really moving into my heart, or kind of yeah, so different, like praying. I don't know.
Okay.
Some spiritual practices. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you to those parts that are doing all that.
Yeah.
Would they be all right with me just getting us back to the other one so we can finish the conversation with it? And I want to check out with it some of these interventions and see, like, I don't know, see if we can find some middle ground, or how they've worked for it, or
yeah, that feels okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we're back with the frustrated one. Okay. So it was saying that it gets flack from other parts in the system, and then we heard from those other parts that it has caused real problems, and that one of the ways that have been implemented is go for a walk, do some prayer. And I'd like to know this part's experience of all of that.
Yeah, what I'm getting is that it actually knows that it's created quite a bit of damage in the system. And I think it is relieved to be contained at times because it doesn't know how to contain itself.
Okay. I think that's all really courageous of it to share.
And it can get really big. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Does it have another way that it would like to be acknowledged, be received when it shows up with a message for you? Like, again, kind of, how does it feel about going for a walk or praying? Does it have some other way that it would like to be met by you?
Yeah, it's not so happy with the praying.
Okay. What is it not like about the praying?
Well, that just feels annoying, and like what does it even do?
Yeah. Okay.
Like there's nothing tangible in that. It just feels like
yeah. I can see that. I can see like it shows up with maybe some negative words, and then it's like it gets met with like, well, here's some positive words, right?
Or just like, here's some hopefulness.
Yeah.
Like what's that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we can hope and hope, and
Right.
you can actually years and years and nothing has changed. So
I get that.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This part, it wants change. Like it wants, and it's, yeah, it's so frustrated.
Okay. Yeah, so there's at least two things I can think of that we can offer it to help change. And this might be a good time to update it with your real age if it's not seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we could offer a different way for you to communicate with it, or to just handle it when it shows up. If it just gets more frustrated by the prayer and it wants something else, then that can be, you can find other ways with it, brainstorming with it, or offering it, what can I do for you? How would you like me to receive you? But then there's also, if it wants change in it doesn't like these parts that show up and they're weak and they're slothful and they're embarrassed or stupid, or that could also be something that you help heal or change, the way that you're meeting other parts or exile parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, two things come to mind there. The first thing was like when I call them kind of the dark side.
Yes.
The dark side of I have this kind of dark side, which these black parts. And I've managed to get some more anyway, so sometimes they just spit in my face. Like they're just like they they're like, I don't want you. They've actually said that to me. I don't want you.
Okay. And just for my clarity, are these some of those like exile parts, or is that this one that's frustrated, this critic? Who are the dark parts?
It's the this one and like the black, and then I think some of the exiles from these ones. Yeah.
Okay. You're
just like, you're just not.
You're not what I want.
What do they want?
You're not what they want.
Yeah, that's right. They want someone who's amazing.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. That sounds like an important message.
Yeah. And then the second thing that came when you said about working with the slothful, give up easily parts was just this sense of like, so I'm not going to articulate this very clearly or very, so I'm just going to like let the words kind of come out.
Great.
Even that maybe that, but there's something, the feeling was something around like glimpsing kind of what you were saying. And then like, it's like, oh, like, wow, imagine if that actually happened, like healing those parts. Yeah. And then this like like I think I've worked to get to this place of like acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is just like I can't change. I've tried to do so many different things.
Yeah.
And I've tried so many different strategies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so coming to a place of just trying to accept, like, to bring a bit more kind of equanimity into my system, you know, so that I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's kind of the message of this part. I mean, the critic, it was from the beginning kind of saying like, hey, this stuff doesn't work. These parts aren't good, and this situation isn't good, and it's always not going to be good. And it kind of sounded like, in a way, its message was like, accept it. Stop with all the hoping. Right?
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, stop with all the hoping.
And this part is also kind of sad about that.
Well, then when you suggested that kind of that
Yes, the glimpsing.
Then hope emerged a bit, you know, like when.
Yeah.
And it. Yeah.
I think I get it.
Yeah, so it's that kind of. Yeah, like is this? Yeah, I don't know. Like, is it really possible to really heal? You know, like, or to not just heal, but to really change these parts, like, or not? You know, like, and I know everything's a bit of a paradox, like you change from not changing and all of that, but
I think it's a really important question. Is it possible? And if not, but don't waste your time. That's what this part's been saying.
You know, yeah, and yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, and I am a, you know, I am a kind of a seeking kind of person, you know, like but yeah, I think there is this part that is just really frustrated, like around but also doesn't necessarily see, hey, there have been small changes, like, you know, there has been, like, it doesn't really take in the fact that, you know, I did a 4-year degree with 5 children still at home and single parenting and just recovering from divorce. Like, it doesn't take in these other things that kind of are like, you know, I'm a really different parent to what I was, you know, like it's kind of got these blinders on and you know.
I hear that. But I also don't want to dismiss what it is seeing.
Yeah.
If it's seeing parts that are still hurt, are still whatever, exiled, in pain, unchanged by the efforts in a big way, or unhealed, then
yeah, for sure. Sit there and feel pretty shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I'm thanking this part for its honesty and its clarity. And I don't want to just paper over anything with hopefulness.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and you know, I get those other parts have their job to do too. I'm not hating on them, but it's not what this part needs.
Yeah, that actually, that feels good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's this polarized, it's so easy to sway one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
The middle is a trickier space. Yeah.
Would it be all right to going back to the first thing about they spit in your face, you're not what they want, and they want something amazing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How are you for time?
I'm great. Yeah, I haven't even thought about it. So, how are you for time?
I'm good. I'm good too.
Yeah. Okay. Would it be useful, would this part like to tell us more about the amazing that it wants?
Yeah, I'm kind of getting an image of different women, like, and should I share a bit about them?
I'm very curious.
Yeah, so I'm kind of, I guess it's flashing like 3 women.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Through the years, and 2 of which, the first ones, the 2, there's a lot of pain involved with these 2 women. And then but I think so early on, my mum, who I was adopted, but she was the only mum I knew, and she died when I was 13. She was a really, really chronic alcoholic. The image I'm getting of her is she kept herself like immaculate, pretty immaculately, like really, like kind of, we used to say she was putting her face on, like really made up.
Okay.
And it's like stylish clothes, I guess, for that age, and high heels, and and she would go to work and down a job, and which was very different to my dad, who kind of gambled everything away and couldn't really keep up. But so on the surface, I guess there was something about her,
about her strength in how she showed up in the world.
Yeah, but I've actually never even been able to kind of put that into those words until now, because I hated her and believed that she hated me growing up. Or as far as I could remember anyway.
Okay.
And then, but she kept down a job and she kept money. She, you know, she earned the money. And yeah.
Okay.
And then the next one is this other very significant relationship that I had with a friend, and when I met as a young mum, we had moved to and we're going to a church and met a family, and I connected with her, and we became really close friends. And she kind of, I just remember that feeling of I couldn't believe she wanted to be my friend, because she had like this amazing home, and she was really stylish, and just, and was always kind of immaculate, and she was socially just, it just like, she just knew how to be, and was confident and very capable and really smart and organized and did her home perfectly, and all these things that I guess I was trying to learn under the and so we became very close friends. And what I would say that I really, even sisters. And then my husband left me, and then and they've ended up together.
Your husband left you and ended up with her?
Yeah.
Okay. I hear the part laughing about that. Sounds really painful.
Yeah. But I think parts of me put her on a pedestal, particularly this black part, which was just like, yeah, that's like, she just, she's got it so together.
Yeah.
She's smart, she's capable, she can like hold a room, she can talk to men, she can, she knows how to do stuff. And then the third example that comes to mind is Maya Angelou, which is, do you know her? Have you?
I don't know much of her biography, so I'm very curious to hear from you in this part. What's amazing about her?
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting that those three flashed. They're like kind of these three different phases or seasons of my life, but more in recent years. When I started doing some of the MDMA psychedelic assisted sessions, one of the sessions, it was kind of like this image of like a kind of a woman who I could kind of like access, I guess, some type of like, I'm just using an IFS word, self energy that I could, where I looked at her and went, wow, like there's so much. I don't know her, but I've read some of her books and listened to her, talks and poetry. And she came in to me into one of those sessions, and just with this kind of strength, but wisdom, but grace, but compassion, but this real strong boundary compassion and intelligence and kindness and kind of poise and independence. And so she's something that over the last, say, 5 years, I've really, like when I get really lost and I can't in myself, like I can't anchor.
It's kind of a spirit guide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, and all parts would agree, yeah, she is amazing.
Sounds amazing. I need to read a book on her.
Yeah, she's amazing.
All right. And I see those, the other qualities in those other women. They had their amazingness too.
Yeah. And so there's a big division in me around that. But yeah, there is that. Yep. There's amazing qualities. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Strength and smarts and capability. And I think
and social skills and put together
yeah.
and immaculate.
Yeah, all those things which I'm really not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you again. I think all of that is courageous for you in this part to explore and outline, and really useful.
Yeah, thank you for listening to that. Yeah.
Sure. Does it feel like there's anything you can offer this part now, or, in the near future, that feels at all amazing, that feels like it comes from the self in you? And maybe starting with asking it if there's anything specific that you can aim for to do for it.
Mm-hmm. Can you rephrase that again?
Sure. So the question is, does this part have any requests? Does it have anything that would amaze it? Anything specific to request of yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Just one thing that you could do for it, or show it, or aim for in your relationship with it.
I mean, I could hear it kind of go, yeah, well, you could lose some weight.
Okay.
You could.
He sees that as a concrete, amazing thing that you could do that would give it some hope and some respect in your own amazing ability.
No, because it doesn't actually hold much hope for that.
Okay. But that's what it listed.
Yeah, out there. It sees that out there and wishes that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't know where you are with your weight. I don't know if that's a reasonable thing. My only concern about that is that it might be hard to do this week. Not that you couldn't do it, but I was wondering if there's anything you can do for it today, tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll just, yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to ask it. It's kind of like, all or nothing. I'm trying to ask it if it, like got something smaller that's more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, do your fucking habits. Excuse my language.
Your fucking habits.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what it means by that?
Yeah. Yeah, like, yeah, I guess, yeah.
And so if you did your fucking habits, would this part say, hey, that's kind of amazing?
No,
No? All right.
not.
All right. I appreciate the brainstorming. I can hear that this is, you might feel stuck in that.
Yeah. You know, it wants something like grand, you know, like, or
Which I think is awesome.
yeah,
It wants something amazing. And
write a children's, you know, like
write a children's book, yeah. Yeah, and when it listed these qualities of these other women, it's got this long list, and I think it's great to have aspirations to be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I also think that if it's in an all or nothing mindset, that could be self-defeating.
Mm-hmm.
Literally self-defeating in what
That's right. Yeah.
difficulty in showing it progress, difficulty in showing it what self is capable of if self can't wave a magic wand and make everything roses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does it like the question? Does it like that we're spending time with this?
Oh, yeah, that's great. Thanks for asking that. Other parts do. I can feel that. Like, oh, yeah, good. Yeah, work with that one. It's a dubious is the word that comes to mind.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
I'm trying to respect that, and I'm trying to honor that, and that's why I'm trying to find like what's a little thing.
Yeah, thank you.
Know, yeah.
Yeah, it appreciates that. Yeah.
It's okay if it doesn't come up with anything or you don't.
Yeah, it's like, do the list. You've written the list out that many times. Do it.
Okay. Well, I've got my own list here, and again, my list would include meeting exile parts that feel not good, weak, or stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess, like when, let's say I go to do that writing thing, like I'm going to start writing, and I'm going to put that blog post on. And yeah, that's where you hear that, like, oh no, this sounds really stupid. And, you can't, like, oh my God. Yeah. Like then, all of that stuff around being seen and not getting it right and et cetera. Yeah. So then there's that.
So if it's okay to just spend another minute on this, is there anything that you can do for this part, for your relationship with it? I hear that it has a focus on getting all these other things out in the world, right?
Yeah.
But Does it have a request of
Honestly,
you?
I don't know how to spend time with this part. Like,
Yeah.
I've tried, and it's
Yeah.
I find it really hard.
Yeah. I've heard that, and we have recognized some of those parts that they're sick of it. They want you to pray it away. Right?
Yeah.
So is that something that it would like? Would it like you to work with those other parts that don't want it around?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of getting that bit of a bit of an image of like, just give me fucking space.
Yes.
No space for me at all.
Yes.
Everything's so sensitive here.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Now we're talking soft language, I think.
Mm.
I mean, compared to like losing weight, and it's like, but making space for parts. Now that's something that I know that we can shoot for and self can do. I mean, I don't mean I'm doubting on the other stuff. I just mean,
yeah, no, I hear you.
In my work and our work together.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
Yep. Make space for it. Space from those other parts that give it flack.
Yeah. And I could just like see them encroaching, and then it's just like batting. It has to just like, it has to be contained and like pushed. And those parts are like, well, of course, because it's like this part can like.
Yes. We get it, right?
Big mess.
What they're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
And what it's saying makes sense.
Yeah. And that I could just really feel that. Like, just give me a bit of space.
Okay. So I feel like an intention that you can set and
that does
work
feel
towards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That.
I'm happy to help in any way I can. I'll make note of that too and follow up on that if you'd like.
Yes, that'd be amazing. Yeah.
You can contact me anytime on Discord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. I still am like, what? Where's the catch here? What's the yeah.
I like doing it.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you. so
just laughing at the choice of words. Yep. I think it's amazing. I think we all have a self that is amazing, and you can turn it towards your parts and give them what they want.
Yeah. Incredible. So, what generally, like how, when you see people again, is there usually like a time that happen? Like, is it once a month or it just depends?
Most of my regular people I'm seeing about twice per month.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I only have about 20 spots I can give out per month. So that's 10 people. So
okay.
Make space for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I like working with you.
Awesome.
And
thank you. Yeah, and my system definitely is responding to you.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. Feeling like we can get some work done. I'm feeling optimistic about that.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Sometimes I can really get in. Well, a pattern that I've noticed has happened is I can really get stuck in that. Hang on, which part? Like which part? You know, like where we
Mm-hmm.
and can end up staying there like for an hour maybe somehow. Different parts popping. We really seem to we did.
Navigated that well.
Yeah, so thank you.
Yes. Oh, I have one more question for this part or about this part. Do you see an age about it?
About the blacky part?
Oh yeah, the critiquey part.
Yeah, the critiquey part. What I kind of get is it's like age upon age. Like in some ways it's kind of like, you know, Voldemort, like that black cloak that Voldemort wears.
You know, I haven't watched or read any Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, just imagine like
I've tried.
Oh, you tried to watch them?
I've given them 30 minutes here or there, including the books.
Oh, yeah.
No, I can't say I've made it through.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, just Voldemort, like, so just imagine like a black kind of, it kind of just material really just flows down in a cape-like way from the neck all the way around.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. And then underneath that are lots of what I'm seeing or feeling is lots of different ages or parts.
Okay.
This kind of cloak.
Yeah. Maybe that's something also you can let it know that in the space that you make for it, it can show up however it wants.
Mm-hmm.
And if it ever wants to leave the cloak behind or tell you more about the cloak, that it can be itself in that space.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I hear just then is, well, what if this is like, this is me. I am this black, you know.
Yeah, what if?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it reminds me of a drawing I once did, like of this too, like on a cat, like where one side is kind of this rainbow, and one side was just like a square that was just black.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's how I feel inside sometimes. Like I've got this side that's like, you know, this other,
Yeah, I've already seen a lot of good intentions and positive qualities of this part. So,
yeah, thank you. It likes that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of likes that you're not pushed away.
No, I'm feeling more called to get to know it and advocate for it because so many other parts are trying to push it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's nice meeting you.
Too.
Okay, I will send you this call, and then I will also talk to you about how to continue working with me if you're interested.
Amazing. I'm so interested. And
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll meet you on Discord.
Great. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, James.
Thank you. Bye. Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows, that might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.